Australian Parliament passed a record of $130 billion job rescue plan led Wednesday as the government continues efforts to buttress the economy from the coronavirus outbreak. It's unprecedented in its scale and its scope, and around 6 million workers should be able to use this program to stay in a job, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg said in a television interview. The package will help build that bridge to the recovery on the other side. The support will see the government pay wage subsidies of 1,500 Australian dollars every 2 weeks per employee to help struggling business keep people in work. It's the latest step in Prime Minister Scott Morrison's plan to ensure the economy can survive in hibernation during the health crisis and then quickly be revived when business such as restaurants, clubs, casinos, and cinemas are allowed to reopen. Since the coronavirus threat emerged, the Conservative government has abandoned plans to return and keep the budget in surplus, pumping an unprecedented amount of stimulus into the economy in a bid to avoid it from falling into crippling long-term recession. Total fiscal and monetary stimulus has now exceeded $320 billion or 16.4% of gross domestic product. Asked on Sky News Thursday whether further huge fiscal support was likely, Frydenberg said the $130 billion JobKeeper package would be hard to beat. Australians would be paying back the debt burden 5 years for a year to come. The job rescue plan was passed on Wednesday in a special sitting of Parliament with a reduced number of lawmakers. In other economic measures, Morrison last week announced it will make childcare free to help workers stay in their jobs. He said a new industry code for practice for commercial tenancies would be legislated to provide rent relief for business hit by the outbreak, and decline in revenue for small or medium-sized enterprise will be reflected in a proportionate drop in rent they have to pay, he said. Still, Morrison's government can only do so much. Some economists are forecasting the Australians' unemployment rate could soar to 12% from 5% in February as potentially hundreds of thousands of workers lose their jobs amid the shutdown. The nation's central bank is cutting its rates to 0.25% and shifted a bond buying operation.